It's muted. No, it's on now. What? Well, I know. We're gonna sit. We're gonna sit. Check.
Okay, Andrew, I'm gonna talk.
Andrew, if you can hear me, I'm going to sing. Okay, here we go. Oh, there you are. We're good.
Is everything projected or most everything?
Everything. Okay, we're going to start with an opening song. I call it the opening song because it's the song that we do as we open. It's the first song. And it's a little small up here, but for things in the future that are on the screen, it'll be bigger. But this was early in my PowerPoint skills. So your part is you're going to repeat the first few words, okay? I also want to point out that you have there are tambourines on the table. There are not enough for everybody, but you can share. So feel free to play. There's especially what song we'll do with we sing about the timbrels and Miriam. But in this one, when I go, there is a man. You sing that. So it goes, there is a man, there is a man. Right. And then I go da 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 da, and then I go, and when he saw. But you have to be on it. If you're late, this evening could last 4 hours actually. So it's rather than the 3 hours and 15 minutes that it's scheduled to go. Okay. Here we go. There is a man come into Egypt, and Moses is his name. Here we go again. And when he saw the grief upon us, in his heart there burned a flame. Now we sing together. In his heart there burned a flame, oh Lord. In his heart there burned a flame. Get ready. And when he saw the grief upon us, in his heart there burned a flame. Get ready. There is a man come into Egypt. His eyes are full of light, and like the sun come up in Egypt, come to drive away the night. Together, he come to drive away the night, oh Lord. Come to drive away the night. And like the sun, come up in Egypt, come to drive away the night. Good, I like that. There is a man come into Egypt. He's come for you and me. And on his lips, his word is singing, and that word is liberty. And the word is liberty, oh Lord. The word is liberty. And on his lips, the word is singing, and that word is liberty. There is a man come into Egypt to stir our souls, my friend, and we will follow him to freedom. Never wear those chains again. Never wear those chains again, oh Lord. Never wear those chains again. And we will follow him to freedom. Never wear those chains again. Here's how we end it. There is a man Very nice. Okay. I turn it over to Rabbi Goldstein.
That's like you.
There is a man.
Chag Pesach Sameach, happy Passover to everyone. I know not everyone is a member of the congregation. I'm Niles Goldstein. I am the rabbi of congregation Beth Shalom here. Gordon Lustig, our music director, welcomed all of you through song. And we are just delighted that you are here to celebrate the Feast of Unleavened Bread, to celebrate Pesach, to celebrate Passover with all of us this year, whether you're a member of the congregation, a visitor, a friend, Jewish, non-Jewish, you're all welcome. Before I offer a couple of introductory words, just a little logistical note. As you probably discovered, we have so many people here tonight. We do not have an individual Haggadah for every single person. So even though everything is going to be projected on the screen, some of you are a little further away, you're going to have to share your Haggadahs with each other. So we have a lot, but look on with your neighbor, and we'll be guiding everything from up here. And I just want to say, these are challenging times. These are challenging times if you're Jewish. These are challenging times if you're not Jewish. We have a war in Iran. We have people in harm's way in Israel, in the Middle East. We have a polarized country right now, and we really need the support of one another. One of the great things about synagogue life, in my view, is that we are able to gather together not just once a year on Passover, but throughout the year to celebrate happy occasions, but also to support one another through difficult times, such as the one we're living through now. And I hope we will all continue to do that. And those of you who are not members of the synagogue, I hope you'll consider membership in the weeks and months ahead. We need each other now more than ever. Judaism does not celebrate objects. We do not celebrate buildings. We do not celebrate statues. What we celebrate are time and community. And tonight, this time, we're celebrating Passover in community with one another. We also, on this particular night, celebrate an idea that is fundamental to Judaism, and that is freedom. We celebrate the freedom of our ancestors from slavery in Egypt. We celebrate the freedom that hopefully most of us are experiencing, but that many people today, particularly those in harm's way, do not get to experience. And I think on this particular Passover, let's also think about the idea of peace, because we need peace throughout the world. We need peace in this country, as I said earlier, now more than ever. So welcome again. We want this to be participatory. So even though we're going to be leading the Seder from up front, we hope you will join us for many of the prayers, readings, and songs. So speaking of prayers, we're going to start with the lighting of our candles as we usher in any festival. So I will do that on behalf of everyone. And you can follow the blessing on page 2 in your Haggadot. And Gordon and I will say it, and you can say it with us.
Say it and then sing it.
Yeah. Oh, these are so bad.
Careful, blow it in.
Oh my God. I'm so tired of this. Okay, please join us. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel yom tov.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel yom tov.
Now, at the outset of the Seder, we actually have a Seder. We have a description of the order. Seder means order in Hebrew. And there are 14 steps in the Passover Seder. I taught a 2-evening seminar on Passover. A number of you were there, and we talked about the structure of the Seder. We're not going to run through all 14 of these steps right now, but you can see they begin with drinking a cup of wine. They end with drinking a cup of wine. There's matzah. There's hand washing. There's telling the story. There's the afikomen. We're going to be doing all 14 of these steps tonight. It'll only take about 6 or 7 hours. So, just sit back and relax. But one thing I just want to point out, which I've said before, there was a recent study done by the Jewish Federations of North America that said only about 10 or 15% of Jews in North America observe Shabbat, observe the Sabbath, in any serious, meaningful way, particularly coming to the synagogue, for example, on a Friday night. And yet, well over 80% of Jews in North America and probably around the world observe Passover, usually at a Seder. And it raises the question, why? Why is Passover so popular, so wildly engaging, when so many other rituals, particularly in our time, are not? And to my mind, it has to do with the fact that what we are participating in right now, for those who are theater goers here, is ritual theater. It's dinner theater. We have a script. The script is the Haggadah. We have props. The props are our Seder plate, the objects on it, Elijah's cup, the candles, et cetera, et cetera.
Don't forget your orchestra.
We have an orchestra. Who's our orchestra? Okay, we have our orchestra. We have actors. Who are the actors? You. All of us together. I'm going to be volunteering some of you to read some of the passages. And we have a stage. What is the stage? Our tables, our Seder tables. So if you think about Passover and the Seder as dinner theater, as sacred dinner theater, I think it captures a little bit about why this particular holiday is so compelling to everyone. Plus, we get to be with each other and eat great food and drink good wine. So Gordon has a song about these 14 steps that he's going to lead us in right now.
It's more like a chant, and I made these bigger there. I think you could see them. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we have 2 melodies. One is courtesy of Richard Pascan. I don't know if Richard's here. Are they here tonight? No, they're not. Good. Okay, so that's... We're going to start with one that I learned years ago that goes like this. We're just going to start at 1. Remember, it goes right to left up there. So we go, Kadesh Urchatz Karpas Yachatz Magid Roksa Motzi Matzah Maror Korech Shulchan Orech Tzafun Barech Hallel Nirtza. We'll try that again. Kadesh Urchatz Karpas Yachatz Magid Roksa Motzi Matzah Maror Korech Shulchan Orech Safun Barech Hallel Nirtza. Okay, so now you know how to say the words. Now we're going to do the version that Richard taught me, was to the tune of the Lone Ranger. So there you go. So now you don't have to worry about the tune. You just focus on the words. It goes like this. Kadesh Urchatz Karpas Yachatz Magid Roksa Motzi Motza Maror Korech Shulchan Orech Safun Barech Hallel Nirtza. We'll do it again a little slower, but then we're going to get faster. Kadesh Urchatz Karpas Yachatz Magid Roksa Motzi Matzah Maror Korech Shulchan Orech Safun Barech Hallel Nirtza. Okay, ready? Kadesh Urchatz Karpas Yachatz Magid Roksa Motzi Matzah Maror Korech Shulchan Orech Safun Barech Hallel Nirtza. Okay, one more time. Okay, we got to get the right beat. We got Kadesh Chatz Karpas Yahat Magid Rosa Matzi Matza. I can't even do it. Tafun Barech Halal. Say it again. Kadesh Chatz Karpas Yahat Magid Rosa Motzi Matza Maror Korech Shulchan Orech Safun Barech Halal Nitza. Very nice.
That's a tough act to follow, but I will. Page 5. So I mentioned that the Seder is really dinner theater, it's sacred drama, and we're the actors, but as I said, the props in many ways are the Seder plate. And we have the Seder plate here in front. Most of you, I don't think there's a Seder plate in front of every single person, but every table has at least one or more Seder plates with all the different objects or different props on them. And I'm gonna volunteer a few people to read what the meaning of these different objects are. Wendy, would you be my mic runner, as we agreed on in the beginning? And I am going to volunteer our president, Eve Kahn, to read the very first one, and that is the Zeroah.
The Zeroah, a roasted shank bone, reminds us of the special lamb that was brought to the temple in Jerusalem on Passover as an offering to God.
Okay, let's go. Hannah, would you like to read the next one? Okay, the Beitzah, the egg.
The Beitzah, a boiled egg, is smooth and round and symbolizes the new life that comes with springtime.
Thank you. Let's go to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, would you read for us Maror? Wendy, over there, next to Fred.
Wave at me. Oh, there you are.
I'm going to try and give you a little exercise tonight before the meal. So I'm pointing to the egg, the Beitzah. Oh, I'm sorry, the Maror.
Maror, a bitter herb, reminds us of the bitterness of Egyptian bondage.
Thank you. By the way, I was warned by our amazing chef, Itamar, who I'll introduce later, that this particular maror, this particular horseradish is very, very, very violent, to use his word. So when we get to that point in the service or in the Seder, just use it sparingly. Okay, let's go to Amy. And Amy, why don't you do the charoset?
Charoset, a mixture of wine, nuts, and pulp, represents the mortar our ancestors used in building cities in the land of the pyramids.
Thank you. And let's go over to Norbert. Norbert, would you read for us the karpas? It's right there.
Karpas, a green vegetable, reminds us that Passover occurs during springtime when new life brings a feeling of hope.
Okay, and finally, Chazeret. Tara, why don't you do that?
Where's Tara? Oh, there you are. Cool.
Okay, Hazeret. The bitter herb used in a sandwich follows the custom established by Hillel, a wise rabbi and teacher, to remind us that our ancestors ate matzah and bitter herbs together.
Thank you. Okay, and now that we've identified, that's it for now.
Okay.
Thank you, Wendy. Now that we have identified the symbolic foods on the Seder plate, we're going to continue at the bottom of page 5. Wine symbolizes the joy of life. Tonight we drink wine 4 times during the Seder, representing God's 4 promises to the Israelites of redemption from slavery, which are mentioned in the book of Exodus. I will free you, I will deliver you, I will redeem you, and I will take you to be my people. And be aware, the number 4 is going to come up over and over again during the Seder. So keep an eye out for that. Gordon is going to lead us now in the blessings over wine. So make sure your glass is filled with some wine. And Gordon, take it away.
This is the
and we're on page 6.
Special
Page 6.
festival melody that we do. You'll recognize it from Rosh Hashanah and other festivals. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei Peri Hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol am v'romamanu mikol lashon v'kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'atiten lanu Adonai Eloheinu b'ahava moadim l'shimcha chagim uzmanim l'sason Et Yom Chag Hamatzot Hazeh Zaman Chirutenu Mikra Kodesh Zecher Litziat Mitzrayim Kivanu Vacharta Viotanu Kidashta Mikol Ha'amim Umoadei Kadshacha Besimcha Uvsason Hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh Yisrael v'hazmanim.
And because we are celebrating for the first time together, we end with a Shechianu, and then we drink our wine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
We're going to continue on page 7. And there are 2 times where the service leader, on behalf of everyone gathered, washes his or her hands. So I am going to do the first one that does not involve a blessing. The second one does involve a blessing. So I will symbolically wash my hands to purify myself and get ready for the next items in the Seder. Okay, we turn to number 3, Karpas. We remember that it was springtime when the Passover story took place. As we dip greens in salt water, we remember the tears of our ancestors who suffered as slaves in Egypt and the tears of those who are still not free today. So before you dip your parsley into the salt water in front of you, Gordon has a song about rebirth, renewal, the Song of Songs, which is often inserted at this point in the Seder.
This is a song melody written by Debbie Friedman, which we do a lot of her music. It goes, rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. For lo, the winter's past, and the rain is gone. Flowers appear on earth, the time of singing is come, and the voice of the turtle is heard. The fig tree bringeth forth her green figs, and the vines and blossoms bring forth their fragrance. Arise, arise, my love, my fair one, come away. Arise, my love, come away. Just we'll go to the top one more time. Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. For lo, the wind winter's past, and the rain is gone, and the rain is gone.
Okay, we are on the bottom of page 7. If everyone would take a piece of parsley and dip it in the salt water, we are going to say the blessing together. Everyone have their parsley? You can use lettuce too, but parsley is a little more traditional. Let's say the blessing together at the bottom of the page. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri ha'adamah. Amen. Go ahead and eat it. So we continue on page 8, and before we tell the story, the Magid, which is part 5 of the 14 steps of the Seder, I have already hidden the Afikomen. So for all of the younger folks who are present here, after dinner and dessert, I'm going to ask you to find it. It's hidden somewhere in the sanctuary, in the synagogue, and whoever looks for it and whoever finds it will get a prize. So we'll talk about that later, but it's already been hidden. So we're going to now tell the story of Passover. A lot of it is taken from the Torah, from the book of Exodus. And we start by lifting up what is known as halachma anya. Anyone know the Hebrew word lechem? What does lechem mean in Hebrew? What does lachma mean in Aramaic? It's the same thing. So halachma anya is an Aramaic phrase, the language of a couple thousand years ago, and it means, behold, this is the bread of affliction. Matzah is very humble. It's very modest. It is not particularly delicious for a lot of people, but it is meant to really represent the fact that our ancestors did not have time to wait for their bread to rise, because they were in such a hurry to flee from Pharaoh and the Egyptians. This matzah is the matzah of hope. We set it aside as a symbol of hope for those Jews and all others throughout the world who are not free to celebrate Passover. So go ahead and lift a piece of matzah if you can from your table. You just need a small piece. Halachma anya. This is the bread of affliction, which our ancestors ate in the land of Egypt. Let all who are hungry come and eat. Let all who are in need come and share our meal. This year we are here. This year we are still slaves. Next year, may we all be free. Make sure you have enough wine in your glasses, and you can put the matzah back down. We don't eat it yet. We eat it a little bit later. So please turn to page 9. And Wendy, I think I need you again. Thank you. So if you were paying attention to me, and I know many of you are engaged in what I'm sure are fascinating conversations, I said that the number 4 comes up over and over again during the Passover Seder. 4 cups of wine for children, and right now we get to a section on pages 9 and 10 called the 4 questions. These are questions about the meaning of this particular holiday. And to ask the 4 questions, I'm going to ask Wendy to go to Ernie. Ernie, would you read the 4 questions in English? You can do it Hebrew too if you want. Well, but you're closer. And then we're going to get the 4 answers. So we're at the bottom of page 9 right now. Yep, and do it on the bottom in English.
Why is this night different from all other nights? Hold the mic, okay. Why is this night different from all other nights? שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים חמץ ומצה, הלילה הזה כולו מצה. On all other nights we eat either leavened or unleavened. Why on this night do we eat only leavened? שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים שאר ירקות, הלילה הזה מרור. On all other nights we eat all kinds of herbs. Why on this night do we eat only bitter herbs? שבכל הלילות אין אנו מטבילין אפילו פעם אחת. הלילה הזה שתי פעמים. On all other nights we need not dip our herbs even once. Why on this night do we need to dip twice? Very dramatic. שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים בין יושבין ובין מסובין. הלילה הזה כולנו מסובין. Mesubin. Why, on all of the nights we eat sitting or reclining, why on this night do we recline?
Thank you. So now that Ernie has read the questions, the 4 questions, let's get the 4 answers. So why don't you pass it across the table to Ellen, and Ellen will read the translation of the 4 answers.
It's not in Hebrew, it's in English. How does this night differ from all other nights? On all other nights.
No, the next page, top of page 10.
Heck. It's the answers. I can't keep up. This night is different from all other nights because of our unique celebration of freedom. We eat only matzah to highlight the tale of our hasty exodus from Egypt. We eat bitter herbs so that we too may sample at least a taste of bitterness. We dip our bitter herbs twice, once in salt water and once in sweet haroset, as we remember both the salty tears of our ancestors and the sweetness of their hope for freedom. As a symbol of our comfort, we recline and eat as free men and women.
Thank you very much. Turn to page 11, please. Now, before we sing this passage, Avadim Hayinu, anyone know what Avadim Hayinu means in English? We were slaves.
I'm going to interrupt.
Okay.
Because we forgot a very important
What's that?
thing.
We didn't sing. Sorry, I jumped the gun. And as the music director, I know I don't want to take away your thunder, so why don't you lead us in Manishtana? Sorry.
Manishtana halayla hazeh mikol halelot mikol halelot shebechol halelot anu ochlin chametz umatzah chametz umatzah halayla hazeh kulo matzah halayla hazeh kulo matzah shebechol halelot anu ochlin she'ar yirakot halayla hazeh maror halayla hazeh maror shebechol halelot ein anu matpilin afilu pa'am echat halayla hazeh shetei amim halayla hazeh shetei amim shebechol halelot anu ochlin ben yoshvin uvein mesubin ben yoshvin uvein mesubin halayla hazeh kulanu mesubin halayla hazeh kulanu mesubin.
Page 11. I was so focused on keeping things moving, I forgot the song. So thank you, Gordon. We're going to turn to another song, and as I said earlier, this one is Avadim Hayinu, which means we were slaves. We were slaves in Egypt. And the rabbis make a point of saying, because the Seder is sacred drama, because this is dinner theater, because we are all the actors here, we don't say they were slaves in Egypt. We're not talking about our distant relatives. We were slaves. Many of us at different points in our lives feel constrained, feel challenged, struggle with different things in our personal or professional lives. So whenever we experience freedom, liberation, joy from struggle and hardship, we're meant to celebrate. So we were slaves, and every year we aspire to be free and to free all those who are likewise constrained or imprisoned from whatever is going on in their lives. So Gordon, would you lead us in Avadim Hayinu?
Sure. Maybe I don't have that one. So we have it in the book. You know.
It's on page 11, top of page 11.
Pretty simple. You know what we'll do is we'll start with a nigun, song without words. We'll just sing la la just to get the melody so you can get it. It's really simple and fun. It goes like this. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. Yeah, there we go. Let's hear the tambourines. We'll try it again. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. With the words we go. Avadim hayinu hayinu. Ata b'nei chorin b'nei chorin. Avadim hayinu. Ata b'nei chorin. Avadim hayinu. Ata b'nei chorin b'nei chorin. One more time. Avadim hayinu hayinu. Ata b'nei chorin b'nei chorin. Avadim hayinu. Ata b'nei chorin. Avadim hayinu. Ata b'nei chorin b'nei chorin. I want to thank Ellen for thinking of this idea, bring the tambourines. It really adds a nice mood. Thank you, Ellen, for that. Your brilliant idea. Okay.
We were all slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt, and Adonai our God delivered us with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm. If God had not brought our ancestors out of Egypt, then we, our children, and our children's children would have remained slaves. So even if all of us were scholars, full of understanding and wisdom, and learned in Torah, it would still be our obligation to tell the story of how we left Egypt. Everyone who studies the meaning of the Exodus from Egypt deserves praise. Page 13. So I mentioned that we drink 4 cups of wine. We sing and study the 4 questions. And now we turn to the 4 children. Gordon has a song about this. And for those of you who may not know a traditional interpretation of these 4 sort of archetypes of children and the qualities they possess, some rabbis have said we all have these within us. All of us are made up of different aspects, different traits, different characteristics. So as we sing this song about the 4 different children, let's think about how they apply to our own lives as adults, those of us who are adults.
So I kind of I upgraded it. Some people might say I downgraded it, but I think I was looking at this song. It's to the tune of Clementine. You'll recognize it. It's about the 4 sons. It was always called the 4 sons. So I thought, well, let's call it the 4 children. Okay. I also noticed when it talked about the Pharaoh, it referred to him as wicked, the wicked Pharaoh, the wicked Pharaoh. And then it referred to one of these sons as wicked too. So they were using the same adjective to describe one of the sons as the Pharaoh. So I thought, no, let's just call the kid cranky. Okay. So I made a few changes just to make it a little bit more modern. Okay. Goes like this. Said the father to his children, at the Seder you will dine. You will eat your fill of matzah. You will drink 4 cups of wine. Now this father had 2 daughters and 2 sons that totaled 4. One was wise and one was cranky. One was simple and a bore. Now the 4th was sweet and winsome. She was young and she was small. While the others asked the questions, she could scarcely speak at all. Now this father, I did that already. What happened? Hold on. Said the wise one to the father, would you please explain the laws of the customs of the Seder? Would you please explain the cause? And the father proudly answered, as our fathers ate in speed, ate the paschal lamb ere midnight, and from slavery were freed. So we follow their example, and ere midnight must complete all the Seder, and we should not after 12 remain to eat. Then did sneer the one so cranky, what's this have to do with me? And the father hid his pleasure at this opportunity. If yourself you don't consider as a child of Israel, then for you this has no meaning. You could be a slave as well. Then the simple one asked simply, what's it mean? Then patiently the good father told his offspring, we were freed from slavery. But the youngest one remained silent, for she could not speak at all, and her eyes were bright with wonder as her father told them all. Now, dear people, heed the lesson and remember evermore what the father told his children, told his sons and daughters for.
Very nice.
Thank you.
That was a Gordon Lustig original composition.
Well, it was adapted.
Sort of. Adapted. Yeah, but you can win awards for adaptations, right?
I just want to point out, if you look at the original, the father was very impatient and he didn't sound like a nice father. So I made him a little bit more of what I would want a father to be.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, we are on page 14, and I'm going to volunteer a few more readers. I have neglected all of you in the social hall. So Wendy, would you go to Steve? Steve, would you read the very first paragraph on the top of page 14? But wait for the mic.
Many years ago, long before any of us was born, there was a wicked king called Pharaoh who ruled in the land of Egypt. Many Israelites lived there peacefully with the Egyptians. Pharaoh was afraid there were too many Israelites and that they were becoming too powerful. He commanded that they became slaves and forced them to build cities and palaces for him. Even Israelite children had to work for Pharaoh. Pharaoh and his men shouted,
No, that's okay. We're going to skip that song. You can stop there. Thank you.
Okay.
Bonnie, let's go to the top of page 15.
Who? Bonnie.
Bonnie, right at the same table.
I know Bonnie.
Pharaoh was mean to the Israelite adults and children. Wicked Pharaoh did not want Israelite children to grow up to be adults. One Israelite mother was afraid and wanted to protect her child from Pharaoh and his men. She put her baby in a basket made of reeds and placed him by the river Nile. Pharaoh's daughter, the princess, was bathing in the river and found the baby. She brought him to her palace and named him Moses, which means pulled from the water. The princess knew Moses was an Israelite, but she kept it a secret and raised him as a prince.
Thank you. Stay there, Wendy. Before we do the next reading, Gordon has a slightly different version of the reading at the bottom of page 15 that I'm going to let you take away.
Oh, okay, yeah. It says Gord's rendering. Let me tell you a little about what happened next, okay? One day, Moses saw the most terrible fight. Push became shove, and then smit became smite. And the one who got smote was a poor Hebrew gent, and they weren't great smiters as far as great smiters went. An Egyptian smote the poor Hebrew away, and smoting is bad for you even today. That didn't stop Moses, because that's all she wrote. For the Egyptian smiter was no sooner smote. Pharaoh would soon find this Egyptian dead. So Moses, not wishing to be smited, fled. To Midian land he hurried his tush, and that's where he encountered a fiery bush. That's all right. You'll have to tune in next season for the next episode.
Okay, thank you. Wendy, how about going? Emily, would you read the final reading on the top of page 16?
One day, while tending his sheep, Moses saw a bush that was on fire, but that was not burning up. From the bush came God's voice. The voice told Moses to go back to Egypt to free the children of Israel and take them far away. Moses returned to Egypt and went to see Pharaoh. Moses said to Pharaoh, "If you do not free the children of Israel, you shall be punished." The wicked king did not believe Moses and said, "No." God was angry with Pharaoh and punished him and the Egyptians 10 times. These punishments are called the 10 plagues.
Thank you. And now, Wendy, I think we're good for now. You can grab a seat. Let's all thank Wendy. So before we actually get to the 10 plagues on the next page, we are going to sing Let My People Go on the bottom of page 16. And Gordon is going to do his version of Paul Robeson singing this song.
When Israel... No, I'm not really not going to. When Israel was in Egypt land, let my oppressed so hard they could not stand. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. Yeah, do the tambourines. We'll do it. Okay, let's practice that. Let my people go. Now it really does feel like a Broadway show, doesn't it? Thus saith the Lord, bold Moses said, let people go. If not, I'll strike your firstborn dead. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. The Lord told Moses what to do. Let my people go. To lead the children of Israel through. Let my people go. To go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. One more thing. When they had reached the other shore, let my people go. They sang a song of triumph for, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh. What do we tell them?
Okay, we're on page 17 and 18. And just a word about this before we recite the 10 plagues. a couple of members, active members, leaders in our community, Ellen Elson and Beth Painter, recently went to the JCRC Freedom Seder in San Francisco. For those of you who are not familiar with the Jewish Community Relations Council, it's a nonpartisan Jewish organization. There's a lot of good work. And this particular Seder had a lot of more topical and relevant ways of thinking about this time of year than some of the very ancient concepts that we read about every year. So we know what the 10 plagues are biblically, the blood and the frogs and the lice, and we're going to get to them. But they also came up with 10 modern plagues that afflict so many people in this country and around the world. Here's a copy of the Freedom Seder. I'm going to try to get there one of these years myself, and I would encourage anyone else to do that. What I'm going to do is read first a modern plague, then the ancient plague, and then I'll do it in Hebrew, and then we'll each take a drop of wine with our finger or with a spoon and put it on our plate. And we do that, as I think many of you know, to represent the blood of the Egyptians, because even though in biblical times the ends did justify the means, and we needed these plagues before Pharaoh would be convinced to let the Jewish people be free, as Jews, we don't celebrate catastrophe. We don't celebrate the death and the suffering of Egyptians, innocent Egyptians that perished and suffered during this time. So I'm going to remember modern plague, ancient plague, the Hebrew, and then a drop of wine. Economic injustice, blood, dam. Homelessness and hunger, frogs, tzefardea. Barriers to health care, kinim, lice, kinim. Gun violence, beasts, arov. Climate change, cattle disease, dever. Refugee refusal and persecution of immigrants, boils, shechin. Political corruption, hail, barad. Attack on LGBTQ rights, locusts, arbeh. Anti-Semitism, bigotry, and racism, darkness, choshech. And the final one, inequitable criminal justice system, slaying of the firstborn, makat bechorot. And now we are going to sing them.
No, we're not going to
sing them. Oh, we're not going to sing them.
No, we're going to. Now we have a special presentation.
Okay.
It starts quiet, but then it'll get a little louder.
This is a surprise to me, so I'm going to watch it like everybody else.
We have sound, Andrew.
Moses at the Red Sea, like who's gonna follow me? Pharaoh's in the tide, we gonna ride to our destiny. And back of me, so sad to see the bodies in the Red Sea. Chariots get buried, but we're buried in the Red Sea. Pharaoh sat and laughed when the staff became a snake. Too long we've been your slaves, just let us go and pray. Said, don't make this mistake, no pardon. His heart was hardened, so started what we regard as the days of 10 plagues. What? Blood in the river, gonna shiver, gonna freak out. Lips take a sip, now there's blood in your mouth. 2 frogs on your beds, in your house, on your plates. Don't matter what's for dinner, better like Frog Lake. 3 gnats buzz, buzz, watch the dust turn a budge. Itch, hard to think with all the lice in your lungs. 4 beasts roam the streets when you step outside. There's a tiger on your tail, nowhere to hide. 5 death of your livestock, flesh dries up, but bodies in your barn. Pharaoh, when you gonna wise up? Moses at the Red Sea, like who's gonna follow me? Pharaoh's in the tide, we gonna ride to our destiny. And back of me, so sad to see the bodies in the Red Sea. Chariots get buried, but we're buried in the Red Sea. Pharaoh sat and laughed when a staff became a snake. Too long we've been your slaves, just let us go and pray. Said, don't make this mistake, no pardon. His heart was hardened, so started what we regard as the days of 10 plagues. Sick boils on your flesh, careful of the ash in the air, it'll scorch you. 7 hail rains down, beat your brains down like a message from the heavens. Better lay our chains down. 8 locusts from the coast, you can hear the wings click. Eating crabs, eating trees till they're used as toothpicks. 9 darkness dispatch, 3 days pitch black. Remember when this started and you thought it was just witchcraft? Death of the firstborn, how did it come to this? 10 is what it took, so we all would remember it. Moses at the Red Sea, like who's gonna follow me? Pharaoh's in the tide, we gonna ride to our destiny. And back of me, so sad to see the bodies in the Red Sea. Chariots get buried in the Red Sea. Pharaoh sat and laughed when a staff became a snake. Too long we've been enslaved, just let us go and pray. Said, don't make this mistake, no part in his heart was hardened. So started what we regard as the days of 10 plagues. No part in his heart was hardened, so started what we regard as the days of 10 plagues. No part in his heart was hardened, so started what we regard as the days of 10 plagues. Yeah. No part in his heart was hardened, so started what we regard as the days.
That's a lot of plagues. So we're gonna turn to page 20. We're getting close to the meal, and we're getting close to eating a little bit more. So I'm on the middle of page 20. According to the Mishnah, that's an important series of books from about the 2nd or 3rd centuries of the Common Era, the ancient code of Jewish law, Rabbi Gamliel said, whoever does not consider the meaning of these 3, Pesach, Matzah, and Maror, has not fulfilled the purpose of the Seder. And just as an aside, in the Bible, in the Torah, those are the only 3 things you need to do to celebrate Passover. There's no Haggadah, there's no Seder, there's no Elijah's Cup. Those are all much later developments, and just like many other holidays in Judaism, we're always evolving, we're always changing, we're always using our creativity to try to make our traditions more relevant and resonant in the ages in which we live. Let's read these 3 together at the bottom of the page. Pesach, a shank bone, is a reminder that God passed over the houses of our ancestors in Egypt during the 10th plague. Matzah is meant to recall our hasty flight from Egypt. We fulfill the mitzvah, for 7 days you shall eat matzah, that you may remember your departure from Egypt as long as you live. Maror, the bitter herb, is the symbol of bitterness of servitude. May we have sympathy for all who are enslaved because of their heredity, environment, or self-imposed limitations. Okay, page 21. This is a favorite song in my family, and I think it's a favorite of many of us here. Dayenu means, it would have been enough for us. The meaning of this hymn is that any one of the things God did for us, as mentioned in each verse, and we're just going to do a handful of them, would have been enough to deserve our gratitude. And the song is on page 22.
Ilu hotzianu mi Mitzrayim, hotzianu mi Mitzrayim, dayenu, 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 dayenu. Ilu natan lanu et hashabat, natan lanu et hashabat, dayenu, 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 dayenu. Ilu natan lanu et haTorah, natan lanu, dayenu, 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 dayenu. Ilu hiknisanu l'Eretz Yisrael, hiknisanu l'Eretz Yisrael, dayenu, dayenu, dayenu,
Daenu, 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 Daenu.
Thank you. Let's all lift our glasses and say the blessing over the second glass of wine. And don't forget, we have a third and a fourth glass after dessert. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
Borei Peri Hagafen. Amen.
L'chaim. Okay, I am going to wash my hands on behalf of everyone. And with this one, there is a blessing. So let me do that before we move to the final part of our Seder and then have our meal. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim. Okay, page 23. Everyone grab a piece of matzah. Now we actually get to eat it. Do you want a piece? Let's chant the first one and then we'll just read the second one. Now, many of you know from your own Shabbat dinner tables or when you come here on Friday night, you'll know the first blessing, which is a blessing over challah. It's a blessing over any significant meal. We say that blessing, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Remember, lechem in Hebrew, lachma in Aramaic. We say this one before we eat the matzah, but we get an additional blessing that only happens during Passover, and that's the blessing that we'll read afterward, which we'll do together. So let's chant the motzi together. Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
And now let's read the second one together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat matzah.
And now go ahead and take a bite. It's very challenging to lead a Seder when you have dry matzah in your mouth, but I think I'm okay now. My mastication is kicked in for all those doctors present. And anyway, top of page 24. The bitter herbs, maror, and just a warning again, as Itamar said, this particular maror is very hot. It's very violent, as he said. So let's take, you don't need matzah, even though a lot of people use it. All you need is a little bit of maror on your plate with a little bit of charoset if you want to cut the spiciness. I like to eat it without any charoset because we're going to be doing that next. But if you want to cut the heat, put a little bit of charoset on it, and then we're going to say the blessing together. Everybody have some maror? Give you another minute. Okay, let's say the blessing at the top of page 24 together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat maror. Go ahead and eat it, and good luck, and God bless. Ooh, that's hot. Wow. Okay. One more thing and then the final song. Okay, we have one last thing to do before our final song and before the meal. And this is very, very similar to what we just did. But with this one, the Hillel sandwich, we need to use a matzah. So use a little bit of matzah, put some charoset on it, put some maror on it. And with this, there's no blessing. I'm just going to read the following passage, and then you eat it. It's very similar to what we just did. When the ancient temple still stood, Hillel would make a sandwich of matzah and maror and eat it together with charoset. The charoset reminds us of the mortar used to glue the bricks together when we built Pharaoh's cities. So go ahead and eat your Hillel sandwich. And now we have one final song before the meal.
Not that one. Here we go. This is where we really need those tambourines at some point. You'll know. Let me make sure I have this. Okay, we're gonna start. We'll start with the chorus right here. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance all night long. I'm gonna have to do it higher. Okay, we go to here. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was one which sang our history. With every thread and every strand she crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she dances toward the light. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance the whole night long. As Miriam stood upon the shores, gazed across the seas, the wonder of this miracle, she soon came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part with an outstretched hand, we would pass to freedom and march to the promised land. And the women dancing did their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We've just lived through a miracle, we're going to dance tonight. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance the whole night long. Miriam and the women dance the whole night. Let's hear the timbrels. Here we go. Long.
We are going to now have our dinner. We are going to regroup. We'll be back here after dessert. Chag Sameach, happy Passover, and B'tei Avon.
Check 1, 2. Okay, we're good.
Do you have a song? Right. Okay, everybody, can I have your attention, please? Enjoy your dessert. All of the younger folks who are here, including parents who are with them, this would be a good time to go look for the afikomen. And I'll give you a hint. It's either in this room or in that room or in the room over there. So I don't know how many kids we have, but if you're around and you want to look for the afikomen, this is the time to do it. Let's say bar bat mitzvah age. And let me also say, before we end our Seder, first of all, I want to thank our music director, Gordon Lustig. I want to thank all of the volunteers here who helped to put this together. It certainly takes a village. Too many to name, but I want to thank everybody. And I would like to call out our amazing chef, Itamar. Is he coming? Yeah, is he back there? I don't know how many years Itamar has been catering our Seder here, but it's always so delicious, and it's all kosher for Passover. And while he's coming out, make sure you have a glass filled with wine, because the next thing we're going to do is our third glass of wine. I think we'll just get started, because I'm not sure where Itamar is. So let's turn to the Haggadah. Turn to page 27. 27. And let's do the blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim. Okay, well, we don't know where Itamar is, but we're grateful nonetheless. Let's turn now to page 28, and I'm just going to lift the Elijah's cup here, and the door is open, so we welcome Elijah to our Seder, and I'm going to read the passage on the top of 28. There is an extra cup of wine at the table. This is the cup Eliyahu. In Hebrew, it's called Kos Eliyahu. There is a tale that Eliyahu, or Elijah, a great ancient prophet who challenged rulers to live more justly, visits every Seder to wish everyone a year of peace and freedom. I talked about peace and freedom in the beginning. As we open the door for Elijah, we recognize that Passover is a night for openness. We open the doors to visitors, our minds to learning and personal growth, and our hearts to those less fortunate. So in honor of Elijah, we're going to turn to Eliyahu Hanavi on page 28. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Atishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Yahu Hagiladi. Imheram Yamenu Yavo Eleinu Imashiach ben David Imashiach ben David Eliyahu Hanavi Eliyahu Hatishbi Eliyahu Eliyahu Eliyahu. I think I just had a sighting of our chef, Itamar. Itamar, would you come out, please? Oh, there he is. Thank you for another delicious and wonderful Seder. Thank you, Itamar. So we are going to turn now to the fourth and final cup of wine, and the blessing is on page 30. And then there's one final song after that, and then you are welcome to schmooze or head home. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim. Okay, L'shana haba. Do you want to end with that, or do you want to do one more?
Yeah, we're just going to sing Lishana Haba'ah. It's up on the screen. It's really easy. It's in your books on page, whatever page. I don't know what page you got. The last page.
30.
Let's do it here. Lishana Haba'ah, Lishana Haba'ah, Lishana Haba'ah, B'Yerushalayim. We'll do it major. Lishana Haba'ah, Lishana Haba'ah, Lishana Haba'ah, B'Yerushalayim. Lai, la la lai, la la lai, la la lai, la la lai, ya la lai, la 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 la. Lishana Haba'ah, Lishana Haba'ah, Lishana Haba'ah, B'Yerushalayim. Lishana Haba'ah, Lishana Haba'ah, Lishana Haba'ah, B'Yerushalayim. Yai la la la, ya la 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 la. Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Yalalai, la 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 la. Hine Matov, Yalalai, la 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 la. Hine Matov Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matovu Manayim, Yalalai, la 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 la. Hine Matovu Manayim, Yalalai, la 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 la. Hine Matovu Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matovu Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad.
Chag Pesach Sameach, happy Passover to everyone. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Shabbat services tomorrow night. Okay, you can go home before me. Oh, wait, let me mute. I have to mute this. Oh, shoot. One final announcement, my apologies. Could you pass your Haggadahs to the front so we can put them away for next year? Thank you very much. Wendy, thank you. That was great.
Yeah, I got a little step.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Just a coincidence that you dropped the book at this. I was providing Foley for you.
I appreciate it.